Welcome, audio fans. It's time for another episode of the podcast, presented by J&J Production Studios, your home for entertainment with your favorite shows available every week. And now, it's time to begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Thursday, one and all. Yes, you did hear that correctly. It is Thursday night, September 19th, 2024. I am Sam Crow here, and we are proud at J&J Production Studios to present to you a brand new episode of the What's Up Bro review show. A special for you guys for this evening for a couple reasons, primarily, and if you didn't notice this, we didn't share it either, but as an announcement that's probably not a new announcement, there is no Pod Squad episode tonight. We apologize. It was a last-minute cancellation. We will be back. The homies will be hanging out with you guys next Thursday night. Stay tuned for more. We'll keep you guys posted about that. So we apologize for that, so we thought this would be a nice way to make up for it. And also, I had the opportunity to finally get to the theaters last evening to see Deadpool and Wolverine from start to finish, so now can give you the play-by-play, in a manner of speaking, to give you guys my thoughts and an overall review rating to see if we thought it was the true superstar success it was it a flop? Let's find out together, shall we? Spoiler alert warning, though, preface this. If you have not seen the film and you're planning to do so, and you want to, don't want to have anything ruined, highly advise you not to listen to this episode then yet until after you see it, which it is still available in theaters currently. You can still get tickets now, but it'll be leaving soon. And according to multiple Outlook Media reports, it seems that the official streaming date, where you can catch it on Amazon Prime, on Disney+, all the places to stream where it will be available, the official release date is set for October 1st. So you guys will be able to view it at home. That's Tuesday, October 1st. As officially be launched on streaming platforms. But you can still get tickets to go see it in theaters if you wish. I will be watching it again once it comes out because I want to see it again. But I got a pretty good notion of it, which we'll share here tonight. Also, if you missed anything from this last weekend, check us out at linktree.com/J_J Production Studios. The latest episodes are available now on your favorite podcast streaming services. Follow us on social media. You get updates there as well. Make sure you guys don't miss anything. We do post and update all kinds of great things, so you make sure you are following us so you don't miss out there. And as a bonus, actually special, if you didn't catch it, we want to salute. First of all, we actually want to pass along our well wishes to our good friend from the Pod Squad who's been on the show. Pastor K. Ice is here. He's been having some medical issues there. He was in the hospital there earlier, so shout out to you, brother. Hope you feel better soon. Looking forward to having you back with us on Pod Squad. I just want to give a little shout out there. But also to our good friend, you guys know I love him, Big Hoss, if you missed it too. We have a surprise for you guys. There will be an episode of the show. We pre-recorded it. It will drop tomorrow night, where we apologize again, disregard the Pod Squad announcement because we tried to preface everything ahead of time in fast-forwarding time, not in real time when we did the episode the other day. So we mentioned the Pod Squad episode, but we'll have another one next week rather. But Big Hoss, if you guys missed it, is currently on a road trip vacation. He is heading down to Texas to visit family down there. I heard from him earlier today. He sent some photos there, and actually he just messaged me probably about an hour or so ago saying that he has arrived. He'll be spending a few days there with his brother who lives down there, and so he and his mom and his brother will be down there with family. It's going to be a good time, so we wish him the best. Hope he's enjoying himself and having a great time. He will be back next weekend. We'll be back regularly with more great content, but we have an episode for you guys tomorrow night. There is a possibility as well. Nothing has been confirmed yet. We're going to wait and see, but we might have an episode Saturday night. We're waiting for word from our good friend here and joining us as a new special guest, Verka Partakova. We might have an episode with her tomorrow night. We're waiting to see. I'm going to try to confirm and see if that's going to happen, but if it doesn't, then Friday night will be the only episode available for the weekend, but it's a good one. You guys can enjoy that. Pay special attention as well, though, to some important information that we talk about early on, which we're going to cover again later on, of course, as well. But it's very pertinent about what's going to happen down the road in the future here and what we're going to be doing at the studio and all that great sort of stuff. So I don't want to give away too much. If you want to know more, listen to the episode. It will drop tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, our normal time frame. You can catch it there. So with that being said, I believe that is everything as far as announcements will go. If anything else obviously pops up, we'll talk about it again. Let's dive into this here, though. This is long awaited, waiting to do this, and now can officially do this. So, did give some thoughts on this. If you guys did catch the last episode of the review show, based on the trailers, I was able to give you some feedback there. But now I've seen it from start to finish and everything in between, so I'm able to give you more clarity there. Again, we're going to kind of go over it. Running time, it was 2 hours and 8 minutes, approximately. I'll give you some highlights and bullet points there. Actually, matter of fact, instead of doing that, let's just see if I can pull up here a synopsis of it, just to kind of get short and sweet and to the point, without spoiling it. Let's just see what we can find. Excuse me. Well, probably the simplest way would be to read through the plot thicken here. Again, lastly, and I'll say this one more time, spoiler alerts, if you've not seen this will ruin it for you, guaranteed. We don't want to do that. If you want to listen at your own risk, but we are going to dive in here. So I will give you guys the synopsis. Let's share about what the movie is about. And then I'll give you the point-by-points. I'll give you guys some of my favorite things and things that we saw throughout the movie, and we'll give an overall review of it at the end. So, Deadpool and Wolverine, new release from the MCU, Marvel Studios, bringing back a beloved character of Hugh Jackman as the beloved Claude character Wolverine. Of course, paired with the loudmouth talking Deadpool. It was pretty interesting. Of course, naturally have it there. So here's the plot based on information off the web here, just to kind of give you guys some insights, and then we'll get into the specifics of it. You guys, if you're comic book nerds and fans, you will know a lot of this stuff. If not, we'll explain it probably a little bit further, but this is the overall synopsis. So again, here we go. Spoilers ahead. This is the overall summary of it, so stop listening now if you don't want to know. The plot says in the beginning here, in 2018, after Wade Wilson uses Cable's time travel device to prevent the death of his girlfriend Vanessa, which you can see that I highly recommend too, before we get further to this, rewatching Deadpool 2 and even Logan, because it will help you piece together components for this film. That's just a little extra bonus tip for you guys there. He travels from his universe, Earth 10005 to Earth 616 on the quote-unquote sacred timeline, hoping to join the Avengers and give his life added meaning. So he's trying to, with his failed success, if you guys seen Deadpool films, becoming an X-Man, Deadpool now is trying to attempt to become an Avenger. He has an opportunity, he tries to get in there, and then he's also offered an opportunity to work with the Time Variance Authority, the TVA, and a capacity they have him there as well. He is rejected by Happy Hogan and returns to his universe. 6 years later, Wade has broken up with Vanessa, retired from being the masked mercenary Deadpool, and works as a used car salesman with his friend and former X-Force member, Peter, which, again, watch Deadpool 2, specifically, it will cover that. I think just Deadpool 2. During Wade's birthday party, the Time Variance Authority captures him and brings him to Paradox, aka, better known as Mr. Paradox, who explains that they are an organization outside of time that monitors the sacred timeline and wider multiverse, and offers him an important role on Earth 616. They monitor all the things, everything that's happened through the Avengers movies, through all the individual superhero movies. They basically oversee time, essentially, just to help break that down a little bit more. Wade initially accepts. However, Paradox then reveals that Wade's timeline is deteriorating as a result of the death of its stabilizing, what they call, quote-unquote, an anchor being, Logan, while protecting his daughter, Laura. So, in the film Logan, again, spoiler if you guys haven't seen that, but most people have by now, Wolverine dies in that film. It is discovered that he is what they refer to in the multiverse and in the Marvel Universe as anchor beings. Those are unique individual heroes that sort of act as the glue or the stitching and fabric that holds a universe together. So with the death of Logan and the sacrificing himself for his daughter and the other mutant children that he saves, he's a hero, but his death now triggers a chain reaction where it's now causing a lit fuse to destroy Wade's universe. That's what they're explaining to him there. Paradox plans to use what's called a Time Ripper device to accelerate this process. So Wade steals his TemPad and uses it to travel to Logan's grave. He travels to North Dakota, hoping to resurrect him and save their timeline. When this fails, which obviously Wolverine has been dead for a while and he can't regenerate at that point, Wade travels the multiverse searching for a replacement alternate universe variant, quote-unquote, of Logan. So, traveling across different dimensions, and this is what's really unique about this. I will start off by saying, since this is in here, this was one of my favorite moments in the film where we actually see Hugh Jackman portraying the different comic book variations of Wolverine. The Patch, Old Man Logan. I'm going to give a thought on that in a second, in a little bit. I can't remember the other one, what it's called. The comic book accurate Logan, the short version of Wolverine is always short, 5'3". That's there. And a few others. It's fantastic. I think it was awesomely done. It was wonderful. That was probably one of my core moments that I liked, just as give you guys some feedback there for my review here. Wade returns to the TVA with a Logan variant, but is told by Paradox that an anchor being cannot be replaced, and that this variant is considered, quote, the worst Wolverine in the multiverse, unquote. So this is another thing. Wade does travel and finds another Logan, another Wolverine, but the synopsis is this particular Wolverine, which, let's see, I just want to read ahead here. I don't want to explain it if it's going to explain itself. Doesn't look like it. So this particular Wolverine, which is classified as the classic suit Wolverine in the comics, is the worst one because in this universe, the humans are, like us, as humans, decide to mobilize and attack and destroy the mutants. It's kind of sort of the same storylines we see in X-Men Last Stand and sort of like in Days of Future Past, sort of, except that was obviously machines, the Sentinels, but same idea, was the extinction of mutants. When this happens, Wolverine in this universe fails to defend the X-Men. He shows up late, they all die, and Wolverine is crushed by that. To make matters worse, or to add insult to injury, he then goes out and starts slaughtering humans in retaliation or revenge for that, which makes it even worse. Which he admits, I will say in the movie too, it's not just the bad humans either. He just goes after humankind in general. So he doubles down as probably why he say he's the worst Wolverine in the multiverse. So there's just some insider information for you guys. When Wade deduces that Paradox is acting without the knowledge of his superiors, he is going off on his own. He's going rogue. He's part of the TVA, but his superiors don't know what he's going off of script. He's not having any instructions from superiors. He's totally freelancing it. Paradox sends Wade and Logan to the Void, where all things are consumed by the creature Elioth. Logan agrees to work with Wade when he claims that the TVA can change his timeline. Wade and Logan are captured alongside Johnny Storm, a.k.a. the Human Torch from Fantastic Four, and taken to Cassandra Nova, the powerful and sadistic twin sister of X-Men leader Charles Xavier. Cassandra, who made a deal with the TVA to oversee the Void, kills Johnny and leaves Wade and Logan to be consumed by Elioth, but the pair manage to escape. Logan and Wade meet a Deadpool variant called Nicepool, who directs them towards a resistance group that have been fighting Cassandra. On the way, Logan realizes that Wade is bluffing about the TVA being able to fix his timeline, and the pair fight until both are left unconscious. Now, actually, we got to go back initially. I wanted to, since we're further ahead here, this is only the second time they fight in the minivan. It's part of the trailer you guys can see in there too, but the initial fight, which we see in the Void, when Wade and Deadpool and Wolverine enter the Void the first time, one of the interesting things I actually learned, I didn't know this, in that sequence we see that Deadpool and Wolverine start going at it one-on-one, and they start exchanging blows, and the scene where Wolverine ends up trying to impale Deadpool straight through the chest, Deadpool pinces his claw with his katana swords. Now, what I found interesting was, and he begins to twist Logan's arm, as in putting him like in a joint lock manipulation, thinking, why can't Wolverine just mash them through, because his adamantium claws can cut through anything. Here, come to find out, the new equipment Deadpool gets with his suit from the TVA, his swords, the katana swords, are actually made out of adamantium as well, so they're blades. So that makes sense why Wolverine couldn't break it. I was wondering that. It's something new I learned that I didn't even get deducing that from the trailer. So there's a little bit of information, a tidbit, which was mentioned, so you'll see that. But I thought that was really neat. They are found by the Resistance Group, consisting of Laura, a.k.a. X-23, who we saw in Logan, Elektra, Blade, and Gambit. Wade proposes an alliance to fight Cassandra, and Laura convinces Logan, who's skeptical, he doesn't want to have anything to do with it, it's not his problem, etc., etc. Distraught over his reluctance that led to the death of his fellow X-Men, there you go, why he didn't want to do it, to join the cause. The Resistance members distract Cassandra's henchmen, while Wade and Logan block her powers by placing Juggernaut's helmet on her head. Now, Interesting side note here. This is fun because Deadpool proposes, well, we need Magneto. We need the helmet. Oh, well, he's dead now. All the mutants are dead. We can still get the helmet. No, it's been melted down by Cassandra. There's a lot of funny quippers here. There's another one I want to mention, one of my favorites, and this is a shot, I think, at Justin Bieber. I still thought it was funny, but while Deadpool in the beginning is in North Dakota and facing the TVA agents, he's killing them relentlessly. They keep sending more and more, but at one point, Deadpool is essentially bad-mouthing or complaining about Logan dying and having had to be a hero, blah, 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 or, the sacrifice, this and that. The TVA agent, claps back and says to Wade, don't to disrespect him. He's a true hero. He's the only good thing that's come out of Canada. I actually laughed at that in the theater. I thought that was hysterical. No offense to Bieber fans. It's just I thought it was funny. I'm not as much of a Bieber fan myself, but it was one of the lines that I thought was pretty much hysterical. So you guys will see that if you watch the film. It is pretty noticeable. So it was pretty hysterical, but I want to throw that out there as well. Cassandra is betrayed by her follower Pyro. Remember Pyro from X3. I think X2 he was in as well. It's the same actor too. On behalf of Paradox, and almost dies until Logan convinces Wade to remove the helmet. Cassandra heals herself and opens a portal to Earth 100 or 10005. I'm not sure, which Logan and Wade jump through. She actually kills. That's the Doctor Strange connection. So there was a Doctor Strange in the Void. She kept the sling rings. Doctor Strange used to open portals. That's where that comes in. If you've seen the trailer, if that makes sense now. Kind of puts 2 and 2 together there. Cassandra learns about Paradox's plan from Pyro, kills him, and follows Logan and Wade to Earth 10005. She learns about the Time Ripper's completion and how to use it from Paradox's mind and plans to destroy all timelines, leaving only the Void, where she will rule the world, basically. They'll live all in the Void, we all there, and she's the supreme ruler. Cassandra summons an army of Deadpool variants who kill Nicepool and battle Wade and Logan until Peter arrives and distracts them. Paradox tells Wade and Logan that one of them could destroy the Time Ripper by disrupting its power, but this would kill them, even with their powers. But this is the unique part in here. Both Wade and Logan work together to destroy the Time Ripper, killing Cassandra in the process, and are able to survive by sharing the burden. So that's the universal team effort there. There we go. Sharing the burden. Paradox is arrested by the TVA's Hunter B-15, who congratulates Wade and Logan and says their actions have stopped Earth 10005 from deteriorating. Wade asks Hunter B-15 to save the Resistance group from the Void and change the history of Logan's world. She explains that the latter is not possible because Logan's history is what led to him being a hero now, and allows Logan to stay in Wade's world. Wade invites Logan to meet his friends, and with the encouragement from Logan, reconciles with Vanessa. So really there's a lot of uniqueness here. It's different than any type of probably film that we're used to, any kind of Marvel superhero film, but it was really good. So there you have it. There's the overview. I did give you some insights. Let's do a couple more here, actually. What are some other unique points? Actually, no, first for starters, let's leave a cliffhanger here. Let's take a short break, and then we'll dive into it, because we're not going to have a super long episode tonight. I do want to keep it on the shorter side, but digest that, let it sink in for a minute, and get yourselves motivated. Come back for more, because we will talk about the details. I'll give you my reviews, and of course, as we wrap up towards the end of the episode, I will give you my overall star rating to see what I thought ultimately, based on all the facts, all the information, compiling that to give a good score altogether. We'll see how many stars the movie accumulates. So, take a short break. Now's a good time for a snack and a bathroom break. Coming back, because we're going to jump straight in. We're going to mow straight through it. We're going to plow ahead. Lots of great stuff to come, important information that you might want to know, so don't miss it a single moment of that. We'll be back for plenty more here. Hope you guys are having a great week and a great Thursday. Again, we will have an episode for you guys tomorrow night. Possible episode Saturday. Nothing's confirmed yet, but we will try to keep you guys posted as time allows and goes on. But either way, we'll always provide content. You guys know that. We try to do the best we can, and we make it work to our best of our ability. So, with that being said, not in mind, stay tuned for more. Come on back. We're going to talk the details, little tips and tidbits about the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, giving us, guys, some insights into that, and giving you some informational journalistic style reporting, which I'm not the best at, but I will try anyway, so bear with me. But hopefully it'll be entertaining nonetheless, and encourage you guys to go see it, or at least see it when it starts streaming. So, come on back for more. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. Coming right up after this, we'll see you shortly there for more at J&J Production Studios, your #1 true home for entertainment. We'll be right back.
Hey audio fans, are you looking for fun and excitement? Have you been searching for that special show? You know, the one complete package you want in a podcast? Then check out the What's Up Bro podcast show and experience what true entertainment is all about. Stay tuned and don't miss the action. Available on your favorite streaming services, including YouTube. Thank you for all your support. And as always, we'll see you at the show.
We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back to the show with more in just a moment. Please stay tuned.
Hey there, do you love podcasts? Are you having difficulty finding the right ones to listen to? Is it frustrating when you're trying to pick that show? You know, the one where everyone must collectively agree on? Like finding a good movie or TV show to watch, do you look for the most jam-packed entertainment that's possible to find in a single episode every week? Then search no more, and welcome to J&J Production Studios. It's our business to provide the best entertainment and information available for you. Whether you're sitting in that comfy chair with your favorite snack and beverage listening live each week, or downloading your favorite show episodes to take with you on the go while you're at work, exercising, or even just to play at night for you to fall asleep to. There's something for everyone, no matter what size, shape, or age you are. Visit www.linktree.com/J_J Production Studios to find all the streaming services where our podcast shows can be found. You can also connect with us on your favorite social media platforms, including Facebook and Twitter. You can join our public Discord server and chat directly with us. But wait, there's more. You can subscribe to our official YouTube channel and be notified every time a new show is broadcast. Wish you could have some studio souvenirs or collectibles? Guess what? You can. Visit the official store where you can purchase items featuring your favorite podcast and show hosts. Would you like to help support us? You can do that by getting your very own exclusive membership on our Patreon account. All proceeds go to help us upgrade our shows, which will only enhance the entertainment provided to you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you as an audience. Your love and support are always appreciated. We'll see you soon.
Break time is over. We're so glad you stayed tuned. Now back to the action as the show is set to resume.
All right, welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out there. If you're just tuning in, welcome. This is the What's Up Bro review show, brought to you, of course, by the one and only J&J Production Studios, your one true home for entertainment. We've been promising this episode. Tonight's a great night for you guys. Just a quick reminder, update. You should notice this by now, but there has been no episode of the Pod Squad tonight. Cancellation, unfortunately, last minute. The homies will be back next weekend. Next week, I keep saying the weekend because I'm so used to saying weekend for us. Next Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check that out. We will post the link there when we go live, so you guys can check that out. But instead, we have this long-awaited episode here. I've been wanting to do this. The time is officially here. Catch the overview part and the synopsis plot for the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, the newest film by Marvel Studios. We'll go back and listen to that in the beginning. So now let's do a little bit of a breakdown. I did share some things that I liked. Give you guys some insights, what I thought, my 2 cents, and then when we finish up this episode, we'll give you guys my overall review rating based on all the factors, all that sort of stuff, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Okay, so I will say I was curious, as were most probably, to find out what made this film so spectacular, so profitable, because obviously it reached over $1 billion in ticket sales across the world. And is it really valued? I saw a lot of people post reviews too. I saw some friends that went to see the film, so that seemed to be the consensus here. But how true was it? Was it true? Etc., etc., so on and so forth. That's what I wanted to find out for myself. Now, I will say this. Starting off, it's good. Obviously, it starts off comedic right from the get-go. This is a Deadpool movie, after all. And it's some things that were kind of... I don't want to say... I don't want to say it dragged on, but you could get to the point there. There's some things that were a little unnecessary there. Now, interesting point of fact... It's interesting, too, that Deadpool actually, Disney, since they purchased it from 20th Century Fox, they allowed that to be an R-rated film where lots of language and things like that. I believe it's made the record for the most F-bombs in a single movie at 119. So, needless to say, you needed to be a certain age to watch this film. This is not meant for children. Sorry, but it's just the way it is. We just don't want anybody to see this that shouldn't see that. But anyway, for me, honestly, it's slow until it gets to the action sequences, which, as the movie goes along, it does build on it. Now, just like anything else, I guess this is kind of a trend for movie setting lately, but there has to be some time given to it to be able to set the stage. Now, as I said, though, once it gets going, it is fantastic. It does live up to the hype, I will say that. I also give my opinion for the fact of I would love to see... I'm going to throw this out there and prove me wrong or contradict me if you wish. I would love to see another film having Hugh Jackman come back, which rumors do indicate that Disney apparently does want to keep him there, as do rumors fly about the possibility of another Deadpool film in the future, which, again, Ryan Reynolds has kind of sort of... And you know he likes to mess around with people saying, I'm not doing it now, I'm not sure I'll do another one, but it could happen. Given the success of this film, it's possible. And, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine 2 has been rumored, too, which we'll follow that and see what happens. But anyway, it really does get you, and it pulls you in such a direction where you are captivated and really do enjoy it. So I will say, from that standpoint, that based upon that, it is definitely a must-see, go-see if you want to go for some good theater opportunity. But if you want to wait for it to stream as well, it's definitely not going to hurt you to do that also, because you can watch from the comfort of your own home. But the story itself was really just phenomenal, just fantastic, especially from the standpoint of Logan's character coming in. Now, as mentioned, this Wolverine has been dubbed as the worst in the universe when he tells his story, which is heartbreaking there. What I liked about it, too, was the build-up of other characters explained to him the Logan from the universe we saw that saved Laura and saved the kids, the Logan that has died, the hero he was, trying to inspire this Logan, this worst Logan from a different universe, encouraging him that he could follow in those footsteps as well. So I really like that, and it's really like a chance at redemption. That's really what the Wolverine's aspect that he brings to the table in his story arc, I think, was critical, and I really enjoyed that because it kind of puts a new twist on it. Now, again, I'm not saying it wouldn't have been entertaining, of course, as always, because it's Wolverine naturally, but I thought it was nice to have substance. I could see why, and Hugh Jackman had been quoted as saying this, that he did this because he knew the fans wanted it, and he even said this is probably the most fun he's had as playing the character of Wolverine ever. So, with that being the case, I could really see that from this film, and the story arc just made so much sense. So, from that perspective there, I think it was fantastic. I really feel like Wolverine did prove himself in the end. I'll try not to spoil too much, but I think it was a nice combination there. Deadpool, of course, is being Deadpool. He is always he's the same character he was, but the uniqueness of the compassion and seeing a little bit more of a serious side to him than we're used to seeing, and just how it kind of goes full circle there, I thought was really unique and really interesting, which made that, ultimately completely special. And so, just the combination of that all the way around, I think made the film, really universally just fantastic. Then, of course, there is the cameos, the long talked about cameos, which I can imagine that Disney Studios and Marvel there probably blew quite a lot of their budget on. And we're talking appearances from the Human Torch himself, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. We have Jennifer Garner coming back as Elektra Nachos from the Daredevil movie and her own spinoff, Elektra. Great cameo there. One of my other favorites, too, of course, is Wesley Snipes as Blade. And his long-awaited appearance there as the new Remy LeBeau, a.k.a. The Gambit. Channing Tatum coming in, putting a nice twist on that character. And, of course, Daphne Keane back as Laura, also known as X-23. So, a lot of great cameos. Who else? And then even the cameos that weren't seen. We obviously see clips from the Avengers films, and we see all these superhero movies there. But of course, then the villains, too. We've got Juggernaut, you have Azazel, you have Toad, and, of course, everybody's looking forward to, which wasn't much of a fight. The fight ended pretty quickly, if you will, but Sabretooth versus Wolverine was phenomenal. So I think the cameos really put substance there. Even the unseen cameos, like the Deadpool variants, which we talked about, but just in case you didn't know this, Lady Pool has been featured, is, in fact, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds' wife. Baby Pool is one of their kids, and as well as the Kid Pool, who has the line, I will spoil it there for you, that says, take Wolverine's membrane out of his mouth. That was actually Ryan Reynolds' daughter, which is awesome. Then, of course, we have Cowboy Pool, played by Matthew McConaughey, that we know of. There's a couple others. I'm trying to think what other cameos were there that we were mentioned there. Jon Favreau as Happy Morgan there, Happy from Iron Man, and of course the Avengers there we see as Tony Stark's loyal butler turned bodyguard, turned confidant, etc., which was nice. What else did we have? I'm trying to think what else. A lot of it flash forward. Of course, all of Deadpool's friends coming back. Just a lot of great characters coming in. There really was so much to see. People have been commenting when they see the trailers for it that a lot of stuff had been happening, and that really is true. But it made a nice overall layer for the story. The action sequences obviously were fantastic too, and of course seeing Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine after 6 years or 6 or 7 years ish, give or take, which he said he was retiring the character, coming back, deciding to play it, was fantastic. It really draws you in as you get into the centerpiece. If you can get past all of the layouts of setting the stage, doing all these things, it is worth it, and you can see the values of how this film was laid out. Obviously, a lot of great care was put into this, and the story itself really just that's for me, that was the biggest thing. I think that was huge, and that was what I think was most important. Now, my only criticism here, which I mentioned this a little earlier, so I want to clarify this. The only thing, and I was getting this information as I saw the trailers, both the initial trailer and the final trailer that kind of ended before the film released. The only confusion I have, and I am going to be that comic book nerd, so forgive me, but if you guys are like me too, you understand this. So here's my question. Paying so much tribute to the film Logan, which was a phenomenal movie. It took me years to finally watch it because I couldn't say goodbye to Wolverine, thinking, this is the final time we see Hugh Jackman, but it was masterfully done. And I liked how much they weaved that into the film to pay tribute to it. The question, though, is this. Now, the storyline for Logan there is, it's indicated that that's this Old Man Logan story arc, which should be the case for the variants that we see there. But, as we see throughout Deadpool and Wolverine, or you will see if you want to see it, there is a scene where Deadpool goes to another universe to meet Old Man Logan. My question is, if Old Man Logan has already existed and they already paid tribute to the fact he's still dead and is still the adamantium skeleton that's in the grave at North Dakota from the Logan film, there should be one variant per universe. How is that possible to find him there? So that can't be the Old Man Logan then. The other part of the story that doesn't make sense, as well as Hugh Jackman's final appearance as Logan, as Wolverine in Logan, Patrick Stewart makes his final appearance as Professor Charles Xavier in that film as well. If you guys are familiar with the comic books, you know that the Old Man Logan story arc appears where Logan is the last of the mutants, so Xavier would not be around at that point. So there's those little tidbits. Maybe they got overlooked, maybe not. You guys give us some feedback, let you know what your thoughts are, but I just thought it was interesting. And again, if you want to be technically accurate, you should get your story straight. So there is that. But aside from that, overall, I think it was just, again, masterfully done. Great, funny, comedic. I know there's been some flack about it. I do agree with the masses. Some of the adult humor and content they probably could have done without. But again, it's a Deadpool film. You got to come to expect it. It's what's going to happen. So it's not totally surprising, but could have done a little less possibly if you wanted to tone it down. But they were going for that R rating, and they certainly achieved that. As far as other comments I saw negatively where I said it was very goofy and comedic and, they could have done something a little more substance for that kind of an argument. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think it's a nice little twist up of it. I think it does set the stage, and I think that's kind of the idea, if I'm reading it correctly. They want to do that because it paves the way for future films down the road. Now, it's already been talked about. Hugh Jackman and I believe Daphne Keane also, it's been reported, they will appear in the upcoming, I think it's a short film, The Avengers Secret Wars, which I think is slated to release sometime in 2027, so like the next 2-3 years. But it opens the door for possibilities. I thought it was good. I think it's a nice break from it. They could have went serious. They could have went a different direction, but it's a nice little twist of what we're used to. Now, lastly, and we talked about this last time when I did this, talking about giving some insights on it from the trailers themselves. The question we ask, and people were asking this, and I want to kind of get ready to end this here before we give our final review here, but this is the last big question. Does Deadpool and Wolverine salvage the MCU? The MCU has been falling off the cliff where they've hit a skid, they've gone downhill. The films and even the series that they put out there has not been up to fan standards, and they just seem like they're taking such a hit. So the question is, does this film resurrect, salvage, and potentially revive the MCU universe? Or is it just a short-term Band-Aid that's just going to kind of temporarily fix it, and it's just kind of as a stopgap? Now, most people say, too, that it shows that Marvel is willing to deviate away from their abilities to trial and error new things. And they're taking the safe approach, which I think in some aspects, that's in retrospect too, that is truth to that. There is truth to that. Ultimately, if I had to pick, it's a tough decision. It's a tough call because, again, truthfully and genuinely, it's really hard to say. I would love to say that no, they're not doing that. No, they're not trying to replicate. No, they're still going to be unique, but it's really difficult to paint a picture on that. So I will say I think it obviously does resurrect the MCU to an extent. It has obviously inflated numbers. It's given a positive direction. Will they carry on with that? Will they continue to scrape the barrel, go back to the old playbook, and bring back some other favorites since they introduced the multiverse and different characters and so forth? or will they go back to the formula of trying to be independent, trying to create new content? Don't know for sure. However, whichever the case may be, it's definitely fair to say I'd love to see what comes out from the universe there. We'd love to see more Wolverine. Other side note for another final thought, I don't believe this is Hugh Jackman's final role as Wolverine. He hasn't said anything, hasn't clarified that. But I find it very hard-pressed to believe he'd come back for just one film. I'd say at least one more film, maybe another film, kind of see how that goes. And especially, again, my biggest takeaway, the comment he made was, this is the most fun he's had playing this character. And he was the one, contrary to a lot of popular fan belief, that wanted to come back, not so much Ryan Reynolds coaxing him to come back. So with those factors in place, I think ultimately there's a good probability we see another Hugh Jackman film. My lobbying is for the Incredible Hulk versus the Wolverine. That comic book has been there. I know it was teased in the film. There's a clip in there from one of the variants that we see there as well, but I'd love to see a full-fledged feature film. Let us know. Comment that. Maybe we'll do a poll somewhere if you guys want to give your feedback and thoughts as well. But, yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. That's what I think. We'll kind of see what happens from there. But let us know, too. Comment, leave a remark. If you want to send an email, you can as well. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts there. But highly recommend it, and I would definitely recommend you guys go see that. So, overall, lastly, and drum roll please, now looking at all the factors from entertainment value to storyline to watchability, rewatchability, all this, whatever the categories are, what do I ultimately give star-wise? Drum roll please. Because it's such a great film, it's tough to go, but I will give it, and I'm going to give sound for this, I will give it 5 stars. That's right. Yes, a 5-star review for that. Just overall, I think it was wonderfully done. I can see why the hype was there. Nothing is ever perfect. Nothing ever comes the way we always hope or want, so there is that factor. But I think it's worthy of that. I think it's definitely a must-see. Go check it out. And again, though, it is rated R for a reason, so audiences of a certain age only. Probably not the best for children at this point in time. Sorry, unless you're willing to let your kids watch an R-rated film, which we don't, but it's pretty intense there. So if you're old enough to watch it, definitely watch it. Go as a family with older kids, adults, whatever it is. Go check it out there. Again, Deadpool and Wolverine, the newest film from the Marvel Studios and the Cinematic Universe, still in theaters now, but slated for release on digital streaming October 1st. You can get it on Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, all over. You can get streaming for that one. It should be available to check it out. So there you have it. There you go. Can't wait to see what else comes from it. And hopefully, again, we'd love to see Deadpool come back. Definitely want to see more. Hopefully Wolverine will return, but I think in both cases, there's a good chance we will see each of them in the near future. So, with that being said, there you go. There's a review show for the night. Again, catch this episode and more. Check us out, linktree.com/J_J Production Studios. All the streaming services where our podcast shows are featured, including the YouTube channel. You can go subscribe there today if you're not already. You'll get notified when new episodes post. You can listen to episodes right on our website, jnjproductionstudios.com. Check out the merchandise store, all kinds of goodies there. So much stuff to check out there, all available on our link tree there as well. And again, reminder too, happy trails there. Best of luck to Big Hoss. He'll be back next weekend for more. We do have an episode of the show tomorrow night for you guys, and possibly an episode Saturday night. We will see if our special guest is available. We will do it. If not, no episode Saturday night. We will have more content to follow. And a new Pod Squad episode next Thursday night will be there for you guys. So, thank you, of course, as always, for joining us here at J&J Production Studios. I'm Sam Crow. As always, you guys, we love you all so much. We appreciate the support. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. We hope you enjoy the entertainment. Plenty more to come. So much excitement happening. We still have lots more to do. And remember, holiday episodes are coming up pretty soon. A couple of weeks starts October, Halloween month. Our seasonal episodes will begin, as well as then into Thanksgiving in November and Christmas in December, and ready for a brand new year. Hope you guys are excited. We are as well. Want to keep this journey going with you guys. So stick with us. Stay tuned for more. You never know what could happen and what will happen next. Have a great night, you guys. Love you all so much. Appreciate the support. Good night and goodbye for now. And of course, and as always, until next time, when we see you all at the show.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Be sure to check J&J Production Studios on Linktree for all the streaming services and social media accounts where our shows are featured. We love and appreciate all your support. And as always, until next time, we'll see you at the show.